Welcome back. You're still with Perspective, and we're still talking to BASF, Mr. C.P. Chan. Indonesia, BASF is in I don't know how many countries, a lot of countries. It's been there for 150 years. Yeah. You're celebrating 150 years this year, no? But in terms of market, Indonesia, is there anything special about Indonesia that needs or warrants a different approach rather compared to, like, for example, China or whatever you are?
To us, every market that we are participating in is important. Mm-hmm. Indonesia, we have been in here since
40
about 40 years.
Right.
So, which means we have recognized the importance of the Indonesian market for a long time. Right. And of course, this is a country with a huge population. Only from people do we have consumption. Mm-hmm. And the rising middle class income is getting to be growing at a very fast rate. Right. There are not so many countries in the world that has a GDP growth consistently in the last 10 years at such a high level. Mm-hmm. So the future of Indonesia is very bright to us. And we therefore will continue to invest into this country. How do we see whether Indonesia is different from the others? Mm-hmm. Well, Indonesia has its different challenges, even though we say every market is important. But Indonesia is a big country.
Yeah. So
we are talking about 17,000 islands.
Right.
So to us, the challenge of operating in Indonesia is always infrastructure.
Right.
Because it's important for us to efficiently bring our solutions to the market,
to the user,
in the quickest way possible, in the most cost-efficient way.
Sure.
And luckily for us, in Indonesia right now, the core businesses are more centered around the major islands. Yeah. But in time to come, we will definitely have to see how this would bring us into the other parts of Indonesia.
Yeah, that was what I was asking. Have you got a plan to do so? Like expand, for example, maybe not immediately production facilities, but you have, like, I don't know, offices that will help shorten the path elsewhere in Sumatra or in Kalimantan? Or
as it is right now, we already have offices in Medan and in Surabaya. Right. But this will change as the demands of the market will dictate us where we're going to go. But having said that, does not mean that we can only do business around these three areas, Jakarta, Medan, and Surabaya. We have businesses that leads us all the way to Papua, for instance, where in the mining side, we provide chemicals for the mining industry, all the way to, let's say, up to the Aceh side. So from east to west, you cover it. We cover, particularly when you are talking about the agriculture business. Right. In the agriculture business, we are very close to the farmers. We organize a lot of activities directly interacting with farmers. Mm-hmm. We have activities we call Mitra Tani and Sekolah Lapang, for instance.
Where Sekolah Lapang?
Well, these are field experiments, field schools that we conduct together with farmers to help them to increase the yield of their crops.
Oh, okay. Productivity in that sense.
And most important thing, to increase their income.
Ah, okay.
And by doing so, this will help them to have income that leads them to a good quality of life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Talking about your production, is production solely for the Indonesian market? Are you exporting as well or not?
We believe that whenever we set a production site, the main purpose must be for the domestic market. Right. Of course, when we build a new site, it is not expected that right from the beginning, we can fill up the whole capacity immediately for domestic consumption. Sure. So whatever is the remnant or surplus capacity to make the plant running full, also safe when you run a full plant, is that we export part of it. Mm-hmm. But that export portion is a minor portion. And on the other hand, this export portion is supposed to help those countries that has no manufacturing facilities. Mm-hmm. But our main purpose is for domestic consumption.
Market. What is immediately your expansion plan in the middle? Are you going to add more plants? Are you going to add more, I don't know, marketing, is it?
Well, as far as investments are concerned, our investments are based on the needs of our customers, the manufacturing sector, because they dictate where we are. In many cases, we have customers that are buying from us from other parts of the world, and they've decided to invest in Indonesia, for instance. And we follow them wherever they are to make sure that they have the same consistent quality of products, so that the products that they produce are also of a very high standard. So we follow them, and they in turn follow the consumer needs. So when the consumer needs justify that, we certainly will invest. But even though we may not have immediate plans to put up a new plant, we have always on a regular basis plant expansion of existing sites to increase the capacity, to debottleneck the plant, and so on. And this is ongoing.
It's ongoing. I think, thank you very much for sharing with us. Fortunately, time was really short, but that was our discussion with Mr. C.P. Chan from BASF Indonesia. And I hope it interested you, and we will see you later in another program. Thank you very much for sharing with us.
Thank you. Thank you.